Well, first of all, guys, what a privilege and an honor it is for us to play a team like that today. I told Rich after the game, that's one of those games where, you really hate to see either team lose. I thought both teams played their hearts out today. And I think, as much as I think, playing Army and Navy and somewhere down the road Air Force, as much as I think playing the academies is a fit for us, I don't like doing it because they're good. They're good, and we had a heck of a time stopping them today. Our offense rallied when they had to, and so I'm proud of our football team. But I'm really proud of that team in the other locker room. I just a lot of class, a lot of guts and toughness, and I was disappointed when their quarterback got hurt late. Rich said they don't think it's a bad injury. I think it's a rib injury or whatever, but I sure hope he's back next week because I think they're pretty special on offense. How about questions?
How gratifying was it to have some success running the football today?
Well, I really went into the game thinking that we could probably throw it a little bit because Northern Illinois had some success last week throwing the football. But I really didn't feel like we could just be fun and gun and win the football game. I felt like if we couldn't have a little bit of ball control, keep them a little bit off balance. They're playing some young guys on defense. And I felt like the key for us was, to count on Tanner to complete some throws. But I felt like if we couldn't run the football with their offense being as good as it is, controlling the clock, we'd be in trouble. So I think we did what we had to do today. We made some throws, but certainly it's fun watching the two running backs go today. I thought both of them had good days, and I thought we got a little better up front. So, hopefully that'll continue. I think our offensive coaches did a nice job of eliminating some of the things we were doing. We had a lot of blocking schemes and whatnot in the first couple of weeks, and I think, we got back to being pretty basic and just trying to give our guys not a lot to think about and just come off the football and, really liked watching Josh and DeAndre run the football today.
Can you describe how and why Olsen was able to get that play as he did coming from behind, and what he did well to recognize the situation?
In the throw?
Fourth and 4 with 6 minutes left.
Yeah. I can't remember the play you're talking about, Rob. Tell me again.
Option to the left, Santiago, fourth and 4 with 6 minutes to go. Olsen comes from behind.
Oh, big time. Yeah, big time. One of our thoughts, was that the linebackers were going to have to make some plays, and some of the plays behind the sticks were going to have to be, made by the linebackers. And I thought, as poorly at times as we played the run today, I thought Mike Olsen 2 or 3 times had huge plays for us, and he's a guy that can run and has to make plays for us. He's one of our playmakers. So yeah, I remember I was impressed with that. I thought you were talking about a couple of those throws we gave up.
With Mike Olsen, he's a guy that's played pretty well for you the last 2 years. Been top 10 in tackles on the team the last couple of years, but he's not been a brand name kind of a guy that has flown under the radar. But the last few weeks he's played pretty well. Oh, he's
he's a really good player. He's starting for us, and I think we got 3 guys that can play in there. We think Chubb's gonna be pretty good, but he's just a young guy. He's got to come on, but. You look at Riley and Scott and Mike, all 3 of those guys can play. And so when he's getting as many reps as he's getting, he's a good one. And he's been more durable. He's been a little bit dinged here and there throughout his career, but now as a junior, he's really starting to show some toughness and durability, and he's just fun to watch. He likes to play, too. He gets stirred up.
His dad hadn't worked at the Pentagon and was there on September 11th. How does it mean anything special to him to play like an Army or?
Well, you have to ask Mike. I know, that family, and I know, they're a military family, but Mike's the kind of kid would be great at Army. I can't say that about every one of the kids I've coached, but, he's one of those guys that would fit in well at a service academy. He's got all the grit and toughness and smarts and all that kind of stuff, so he'd be a perfect kid for an academy.
Camp had a big day again for you. A lot of those were those little passes out to the flat. It seemed to me like the guys doing the blocking for him were doing a really good job.
Yeah, I thought we did, Mike. I thought that was good today. I thought we went to the well too many times. We got to fourth quarter, the bubble had been so good to us. I think Tanner was just relying on it. All those throws are double calls. We can run the football or throw it, and it's probably our fault. We got in the fourth quarter and it had been so good to us that we probably should have just called predetermined runs rather than giving Tanner the option. But I think he's pretty comfortable getting it to number 3. And a couple of times it got a little scary because they were really forcing that. I think they knew at the end we were trying to control the ball and probably gambled that we weren't going on top. So a couple of those bubbles. The one bubble, I'm glad he threw it over everybody's head because that was scary.
Jim, in the first half, were you standing on the sidelines wondering if your defense would be able to stop this?
Oh yeah, no question. This is one of the longest days I've ever spent coaching. When you get out there, the problem that you've got, guys, I'm just going to tell you, is when you don't play the wishbone but one time a year, there's no way to simulate it in practice. I hate to say this, but the first real good practice that you get of full speed option football is game day. That's when you start getting the full speed look, and so our first real exposure to it's from the opening play. And so I thought that, our guys adjusted to it well. I thought Brian Knorr and our guys made a couple little wrinkles different in the second half, that we changed up some option responsibilities. We made a couple calls that I thought really helped us. But even at that, when you make the right call, now you got to get them tackled. And they had the big fullback and the big halfback. Maples was really special, and what I thought they did a nice job of today is carrying out the triple option and pitching the ball. Our secondary just never sees that stuff. We're used to covering people, and they're stock blocking us and arc blocking us, and they're getting us on the ground. They're blocking us low. They're blocking us high. It was a long afternoon for our defense. But the one thing I told our kids in the locker room that I was really proud of is I thought that. They never quit. They never gave up. They kept going back. And when our offense came off the field a couple times they're late, I just thought, wow, how in the world? That's when I was really concerned, when we had a couple of offensive series where we didn't get the job done, and I just thought this is not going to be good. So I was really proud of the way the defense hung in there. We're not going to like the way we played, but I think we're going to really feel good about how hard we played today.
How important is a win like this after such a tough loss, and just having to fight for something like this today?
Well, Ben, we've talked. One of the things that you worry so much about is that one loss causes you to lose the next one, and I've seen it work both ways. I think, honestly, our kids came back from Florida State embarrassed. We didn't play very good. We played a good team, but we didn't play very good. In any area, special teams, offense, defense. And sometimes when you get embarrassed a little bit, it's better for you. If you got good kids. If you got good kids that have some pride, they bounce back. And I thought Monday night we had a great practice. We practiced for about a half hour longer than we normally do, just to get everybody to quit feeling sorry for themselves. And nobody pouted. We just went to work, and I think they were challenged a little bit. And we told them going into this game that it was going to be a gut check. Problem was, we had a pretty physical game. Really, Liberty was a pretty physical team. Then North Carolina, we had 5 or 6 starters down by the end of that one. And then we go to Florida State, and that's one of the more physical teams we've played. And then you got Army coming to town, and there's nobody more physical than these guys on offense. And so it just says a lot about our kids to rally and come back. And now the problem we've got is we've got to change gears again and get ready for David and his group at Duke, because they like to throw the ball around. So we've been spending all this time all week working on nothing but the run game, and it showed when they caught us on a couple of passes where we just didn't know how to respond to passes because we worked on the run all day. So I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of the way they bounced back. I thought they were going to do that. Honestly, I thought it was going to be a little better. I seem like I know what I'm talking about. I didn't have this down pat, but I felt like getting embarrassed a little bit was better for our kids than possibly, losing late at Florida State, as far as getting them ready for Army, because our kids did not want to come back and lose again today.
What do you see as the impact of still going out and they're having to bring in their second
It was huge. It was huge. It was huge. I hate it. I never want to see kids get hurt ever, but that was huge. And and the kid that came in might be equally capable, but he hadn't played all game. And you come in when it's on the line, and you got to make it happen right now. And then the thing that really, I thought Rich did the right thing. He used some timeouts. He wanted some time left. Of course, I'm sure he's hoping they'll stop us. He didn't know DeAndre would take it in. But I thought they did the right thing. But then when they got the ball back with the young quarterback and you got to go down the field in a hurry and throw it, I just thought it was really, really tough. So it was a bad situation for the backup to come in, and I could not have been more impressed. The quarterback's a senior. He's been there before. I thought he did a great job making decisions. He ran the ball well today. We knew they were in a quarterback sneak in short yardage. We couldn't stop it. He's just a really good player, and it was a shame that he got hurt. And I'm really hoping and praying that he's healthy and comes back next week, because they got a chance to win a lot of football games. I think they got a young defense. A lot of young guys on defense. They actually started some freshmen today, and but I think offensively they're really special with their senior quarterback. So hopefully they'll have him back and win a bunch of games down the stretch. Don't want them to beat my Air Force guys, but other than that, I hope they win the rest of them.
If this was one of your longest days in coaching, could you describe the relief when DeAndre does break open?
Well, Dan, how it is as soon as DeAndre broke free, we're talking about getting Hands team ready, because we fully expected them to come down the field and score, and then we're going to have to get an onside kick. The most comforting thing for me when DeAndre popped a run for the touchdown, we had third and 6, and we were trying to decide run it or throw it. And I think Lobo's thoughts were we probably need to throw for the first down, but I think everybody's thoughts were with their timeouts burned, if we run the ball, we can kill quite a bit of time. So as a coaching point to Lobo, I said, why don't you run it for a first down? And so he did, got a little bit more. Everybody on the sideline was yelling for DeAndre to get down. They want him to go in the end zone. They wanted to go ahead and take a knee, and then we could kill the clock, but he didn't hear us.
When it puts you up 2 scores, you might as well go ahead and do it.
Yeah, what we worried about, Rob, was we thought for a second about going for 2, but with the 12-point lead, they're going to have 2 touchdowns to beat us. So with no time left, I felt pretty good, and especially with an inexperienced quarterback in there, you feel a little bit better. But I enjoyed watching him pop that. I would have been happy just to get the first down, but it was nice to see him go for a touchdown.
Coach, Justin Jackson made some huge plays for blocking a PA team and forcing that fumble, setting up the touchdown. Give me your thoughts on him today.
Well, with the option game, it's really hard to tell right now. A lot of times I thought that, we had breakdowns everywhere, inside backer, outside backer, D-line, secondary. But I really think that Justin played pretty well. I know he's been on a lot of plays. I can tell you one thing, in the locker room, he looked like Hogan's goat. He's tired. That's a tired football player right now. So I think he got his money's worth today. He ran around and made some plays. And our whole defense, that's the one thing the wishbone does to you. It gets you chasing the ball sideline to sideline. So, it's easy to get worn down and tired. And I don't think, Don Steelman could tell you, I don't think we had anybody cramp up today. It was a little warm down there. And the kids are in pretty good shape, and we needed 4 quarters of football to win today. But I do think we're going to feel like Justin played pretty good.
Coach, I'm sorry if you already answered this question, but they were awful young in the secondary.
Absolutely.
Was that the game plan to go after them, because you did go deep early?
Well, we thought. Honestly, we thought that we could throw the football a little bit, only because of their youth. We looked at Northern Illinois, and I know they threw the ball well last week, but about 4 or 5 of the throws that Northern Illinois made last week were blanketed coverages. They just made the great throw and the great catch. So we were worried about whether we could do that or not. But going in today, yes, we thought that with the young guys they had, that we would have a chance to throw the football. But the thing that we talked about a little bit earlier was the thing that helped us more than anything else was running the football. I think, with Tanner Price, we've got a guy that can throw it and a few receivers like Campanera that can go catch it. But we're not a very good one-dimensional football team. And today, I think, being able to run the football with Army being so good at what they do and just controlling the clock, controlling the football, if we hadn't been able to run it a little bit today, I think we'd have been in trouble.
Anything else?
Thanks, Coach.
All right, everybody. Thank you.
Congrats.